This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Yes, here we are, Follow the Money live from Circa downtown. Paulie Howard, Matt Humans on a Wednesday, going strong. Matt leaves tonight for Hawaii. We'll talk week 0. We got some great guests coming up. The Meat Man, Steve Wiss, at the bottom of the hour. Brad Biggs covers the Bears for the Chicago Tribune. We'll talk Bears, and can Caleb Williams get this done? And Ben Johnson and all the hype. Week 0 is here. Paul Stone with a couple picks and an incredible story regarding high school football in Texas that he'll share. He was at the game. We call him the most interesting man in the world. He has some incredible stories. He'll share one coming up. MLB scoreboard, win some, lose some.
I don't think he can be the most interesting man in the world. He's been married for 25 years. What?
Okay.
Come on. I mean, that automatically eliminates you. But
okay. Yeah. He's got some good stories, nevertheless. And I tell you, I watched it yesterday. I would have finished the sucker, but we had to get ready for the show. The Cowboys documentary on Netflix is awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Paul Stone had stories about partying at the White House with Michael Irvin, then he might be the most interesting man in the world. Yep. I bet he did not do that, though. To me, I saw you tweeting about the Cowboys documentary today, and that's one of my favorite parts of those Cowboys teams back when they won 3 Super Bowls, is the White House, the party house they had near the facility with all the chicks and the drugs. Yeah. And Michael Irvin was like the kingpin of the whole deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And most guys didn't want to get into it, but Michael Irvin goes, I'll tell you the stories. Yeah. And Eric Williams got in a car accident, was out for the year coming from the White House. And I know that's also well documented in the book Boys Will Be Boys from Jeff Pearlman, which is incredible. and the stuff there, and I'm halfway through, but then it's just you win back-to-back Super Bowls, and you fire the head coach, and then you hire a guy with no experience in terms of NFL, and then you haven't been to a title game in 30 years now. So it's incredible what's happened to the Cowboys and where they were at when Jerry buys it, and now they can't even get out of their own way.
Well, it was a great story at the time. And
that's right.
Barry Switzer that guy was an absolute character.
No doubt. The press conference.
He fit in with those Cowboys teams.
Yep.
No question about it. But the last 30 years, Jerry Jones' plan has backfired.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I got to get this Parsons deal done as well. We'll start with day baseball and some in-play. The Tigers swept the Astros. Houston finally scored. They hadn't scored in 31 innings.
Oh, crazy.
So they get shut out back-to-back games. They got me yesterday. That plus 650 ticket would have cashed. They were the only team that was shut out. They scored 2 in the 4th, but it doesn't do anything. As Valdez got lit up again. So they get swept, and Valdez gave up a 6th spot in the first inning. This guy has been terrible in August. He came in 0-2 with an ERA of 6. We'll just add to that as he got roughed up, and Detroit takes care of business. Good job by the Tigers, 7-2, as they punish Houston after winning 1-0, walking it off in the 10th yesterday. So, they're getting helped out by the fact that Seattle's also going to get swept. So they stay a game and a half up in the division, but between Valdez and Houston and not playing good ball right now.
No, they're not. And actually, you look around baseball right now and you say, who wants to win this thing?
That's right.
All these teams are struggling. That's why when we talk about the baseball playoffs being wide open, I really believe right now that that's the truth. Any team that gets in there could win it.
I think you're right. Yep. And the Cubbies finally got the broom out and did a good job against the Brewers. That hurt our feelings in Game 2 with Woodruff. But, the Mets were in their tailspin. They're getting some much-needed wins. So there's a lot of that going on in MLB. The Pirates take 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays could only manage 1 run. That was a surprise. And Pittsburgh gets 2 early, and it holds up. Bassett was good, but he didn't get any help from the sticks. 2-1 Pirates. And they got me again. I'm like Matt Humans at the Wendy's drive-thru here. I'm furious. Yesterday I bet Turner. Trey Turner is 5 for 6 with a triple, and it's 11-2 Phillies in the 9th. 6 of the last 7 games, Turner has had at least 2 hits. And imagine if you laddered the bases and the hits. The guy is 5 for 6 today. 11-2 Phillies.
You bet it yesterday, and you didn't come back with it today?
No. Early start.
You got to come back with it the second day.
I know. It's like Ohtani. Like Ohtani.
You bet Ohtani stays under. Next day, homers.
Home run.
Goes over.
I know.
So you got to stick. I mean, if you lose, you got to stick with it the next day.
Yeah.
You believed in it for a reason.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
These early starts will get you too. But imagine if you laddered.
You were
that
up
one.
at 7 o'clock this morning.
I was. Yeah. Sure.
Huh?
I know. Forgot. Son of a gun. 11-2. The guy's 5 for 6. I'm not the only one. TMI, Ozzy, our buddy Jordan Scott, your buddy Mama's Pizza. I mean, we all forgot. We were on that. I mean, this guy's on a sick run. What he's doing. The other story is Luzardo, and it's now a final. 11-2 Phillies. Luzardo struck out 12 guys in 6 innings. Mm-hmm. So great job by the Phillies here, and they get the 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th after they bullpen blows it. So the sticks, a lot of guys are hitting for the Phillies now, and they take out Seattle, and now Seattle's in a funk now too. You're right. Now Seattle loses 2 out of 3 to the Mets, and now they get swept in Phillies. This has been a bad road trip, and it didn't go well in Baltimore as well. So home team's 3-0 so far to start the day.
Well, the good news for the Phillies is they win today, and they win big, 11-2. Like you said, they get a lot of guys hitting. The bad news this week, I get the sense that Zach Wheeler is going to be out for the season.
That's
true. Looks
true.
that way, right?
Yep, that's the bad news, right. But they still have a lot of arms and certainly a lot of sticks as well. And top of the second, Cleveland and Arizona tied at 1. Guardians with a guy on third. Tough loss last night. Arizona comes back to beat them 6-5. Cleveland now is taking the lead 2-1. They're $1.80 in play at DraftKings, 10.5 the total in that one. It's Messick who's making his MLB debut for Cleveland against Fott. So early runs here, 2-1, 10.5 the total, and 180 the money line on Cleveland. How about the Yankees?
Nice job.
I wish they
you
all were
hyped
like
it up
that.
yesterday, the Malinsky special.
Yep.
Several times on the show. Rocking chair winner last night. That was a dream game for the Yankees. Tied the franchise record with 9 homers.
Oh, nuts. Right up back to back in the first inning, right? Right? Are you feeling better about your Yankees?
Yeah. Not,
if they win tonight, they're only 4 back.
I know. I'm not that surprised. I said last week that the schedule was about to get much softer before the Twins came to town, and that the Yankees were probably going to start winning some games, winning more games, and ease up. Will Hill and I were talking about the Yankees. We were complaining almost every night, and I said, probably going to ease up now in the criticism and actually stop recommending those bets on the Yankees to miss the playoffs because the line, kept dropping.
Sure.
Because the Yankees are now going to start winning games as the schedule gets a lot softer. They beat up on the Twins, the Cardinals, last night the Rays, and they're starting to get hot. Paul, when we get to early October, I really think the baseball playoffs are going to be kind of like the NCAA tournament. We talked about a lot. It's about getting hot at the right time. And, you don't necessarily want to be hot in the middle of August or late August. So you can't overreact if your team is the team you bet is in a little bit of a funk right now. I really think this baseball playoffs is going to be great, man.
Yep.
It is going to be wide open. But that makes it tough in terms of when you're talking about who should you bet in the futures. I think if you've got a good number on the Blue Jays right now, you got to feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
Or the Brewers.
Damn right.
But the Brewers can't lose today with the Miz kid on the mound at Wrigley Field.
Got to bounce back.
Yeah.
I know. What do you think of? Do you like to stay away from a team or you come back? You score 13 runs like that, I'm kind of freaked out. So now you're coming back and they're underdogs with the rookie, Schlittler going. Rasmussen, career as an ERA under 1 in 6 starts against the Yankees. That's nuts.
Staying away from the Yankees today. This it's a bad pitching matchup for them, and also a night after you hit 9 homers, I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees score like 2 runs tonight.
Well said.
Right?
I totally agree.
Okay.
They also struck out 10 times last night, so I believe you can get Rasmussen's K prop, which is 5.5. So whatever reason, he has owned the Yankees, and they're throwing the young guy tonight coming up. So the Malinsky special cash there. That's good, and it's a big one for the Brewers. You're right with Miz to be $1.20 on the road against the Cubbies. And the Cubbies swept the doubleheader, and they needed it. And now moving forward, the Padres have the easiest schedule left. The Dodgers second easiest. Then the Cubs, and then the Yankees. Easiest remaining schedules. Seattle's 7th easiest going back. So that'll help these teams as well. Although it's a lot of times teams choke and can't get it done. But as we've talked about many times, the Reds have the second most difficult schedule remaining. Cleveland's in the middle of the pack. As they try to run these teams down. It's getting interesting with Kansas City. They have won 5 in a row. They're only 2.5 back now. Boston lost again. Seattle keeps losing. Texas has lost 8 of 10. They get them. They're throwing Cameron. So this is a surprise that Kansas City didn't give up, and they're hanging in there, and they caught the Rangers at the right time. Now, do you want Milwaukee after what happened to Miz last time out? Do you think he'll bounce back?
I don't know for sure he's going to bounce back, but overnight I was looking at this, and the Miz minus 108, and I went ahead and bet that this morning after the Brewers got swept in the doubleheader on Tuesday. I think there's a decent chance Miz bounces back. Now, I don't expect him to go long in this game, though. They're watching his pitch count pretty carefully.
Right.
So,
Yep.
But also, I'm not afraid to bet against the Cubs bullpen, so I played this for the whole game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Good. Sounds good. Clock's ticking. We're going to talk about Week 0 coming up in the next segment. Matt's going to the Stanford-Hawaii game. We're here Saturday, and NFL just weeks away. Get your VSiN Pro right now and lock it in. New subscribers get instant access to both our college football and NFL betting guides loaded with team previews, power ratings, betting systems, and the best bet from VSiN's top analysts. The morning email from Bill 80, every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the market insights, the betting systems from Mackinnon, the prop analyzer, which you'll love, the dog videos, the tools, the data, the pro systems, the 24/7 video, $9.99. Tell your family, tell your friends, save 50% off with the annual plan. VSiN.com/subscribe. Another Grandissimo here. We're up to 19 with the Grandissimo, $100,000 buy-in, and they're on pace for $20,000 in Survivor. Week 0 up next. Hawaii, Stanford, Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, Farmageddon. We'll go rapid fire with Matt Humans coming up next on VSiN. Follow the money, the Sports Betting Network, Sirius XM Channel 158.
Got a good thing coming, so wait and see. It's a good.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Hey, it's Stormy Bonantoni. Coming up on the next Money Moves, me and JVT are breaking down the 2 preseason games coming up in the NFL. Plus, it's time to hit the track. Jeremy Plonk will jump on to preview the Travers Stakes from Saratoga, get his best bets for Saturday's big race. We'll also have Chris Vaselli from Covers.com on to break down a full WNBA card and get us ready for a whole weekend of EPL action. It's all happening starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Let's get after it. Week 0, it's here. We're playing for keeps. Farmageddon starts, Dublin, Ireland, 9 in the morning on Saturday. Iowa State fans are going to be losing their minds. How are they going to get Busch Light? They're serving many Busch Light in Ireland. So they're going to have withdrawals and probably panic attacks there, as they're going to have to drink the good stuff for a change. Kansas State lane 3 against Iowa State. Both teams ranked, total of 49.5. Iowa State has dominated, winning 4 of the last 5. In the last 2 meetings, 42-35 and 29-21. Avery Johnson, I know, is talking about revenge. Let's see if they can get some here, as they're laying 3 in a great way to start the season on Saturday. How do you see it, Mr. Humans?
Well, K-State's got a couple good backs, and Avery Johnson is a quarterback I like, but I don't love. He turns the ball over a little bit too much. He had a horrible game last year on the road at BYU, if you remember that.
Correct.
I've got Iowa State ranked slightly ahead of K-State in my power ratings, about 1 point better. Now, I might be wrong about that. I know Brad Powers thinks Iowa State's overrated. That's one of his, I think, 3 or 4 most overrated teams in college football. But I like Rocco Becht and the Cyclones. I took 3.5. It's interesting. This number went up to 4 briefly. K-State 4-point favorite. I thought, damn, I didn't get the best number with 3.5 with Iowa State. And that 4 disappeared. Now it's back down to 3. So there's obviously a bit of a disagreement here where guys like Brad Powers thinks Iowa State might be overrated, but there was a buyback on Iowa State at plus 3.5 and 4. I took the dog in the points, and if you look at the series history and the 2 quarterbacks, I think Iowa State plus 3.5 was the better play here. That game starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time, right?
You got it.
That's going to be 6 a.m. Hawaiian time.
Yes, that's where you're.
Very early start.
You'll be up. Yeah, hope you're up for
I'll
that.
be up.
Well, you won't go to bed. You'll just be getting in.
Actually, Tim Murray and I are going to do a morning show. We're doing a Saturday morning show from Honolulu before the game.
That's awesome.
So we're going to be up very early that day.
That's awesome. Matt leaves on the red eye tonight. Looking forward to that. And if K-State can win this, they could be cooking with Crisco here. Because then it's North Dakota, Army, Arizona, Central Florida after that. Then they go to Baylor October 4th. And Baylor, I bet Baylor, they're my pick to win the Big 12.
I like Baylor a lot.
Yes, I do. And Baylor starts with Auburn on that Friday night, and they play SMU on the road. So if they can maybe split there, and the schedule's manageable the rest of the way. And I think at 7-1, it's a pretty good bet. Phil Steele picked them to win the Big 12 as well.
You picked Baylor?
Yeah. Where you at with the Utah getting love, but they hurt my feelings last year.
Said about Utah, and I wrote about this, I think, in the VSiN College Guide, was that I really like Devin Dampierre, the quarterback transfer for New Mexico. The problem is Dampierre last year, I think, had 31 total touchdowns. 19 of those were on the ground. He's got to be much more efficient as a passer.
Yeah.
Now that he's facing better defenses, for Utah to take that next step. You know, that's one thing. If you watch Dampierre, he can run, he can make plays. Can he do it in a passing game against better Big 12 defenses? That's going to be a bit of a concern and something you definitely have to watch here. So I'm with you on Baylor. Actually, I like that team quite a bit. The one thing that I don't like a lot about betting against K-State here is Chris Kleiman's one of my favorite coaches in college football.
Yep.
I'm on
and
K-State.
I don't like Campbell, so you're right.
I'm not a big Matt Campbell guy either. Typically, I'm on the K-State side, but here I decided to take more than 3 with the dog.
Okay, so you leave tonight. Hawaii opened a 2.5-point dog. They're now laying 2.5 against Stanford. Total of 50.5. I know Tim Murray, who's on tomorrow, said Timmy Chang, the head coach, loves his quarterback. Alejado, who's from Bishop Gorman here. He's his new quarterback. They went 5-7 last year. Hawaii returns 15 starters, and it's a rough situation in Stanford. Taylor, the head coach, was fired. Andrew Luck takes over as GM, and Frank Reich is now the coach, as Stanford only won 3 games last year. You agree with the move?
Stanford, I believe, has won 3 games 4 years in a row, or 3 years in a row. It's been 3-9, 3-9, 3-9.
Yeah.
I don't know what Andrew Luck and Frank Reich might have up their sleeve. It can't be much, really, because the Stanford team allowed 33.7 points a game last year. The defense was a disaster, Paul. And most of the best players on both sides of the ball transferred out.
Yep.
We just talked about Bear Bachmeier, who transferred from Stanford. Now he's going to be BYU's starting quarterback. Most of the best players on the Stanford team transferred. and it was a bad Stanford team last year. I think this is a game Hawaii's got to win.
Yes, because they haven't beat a Power 4 opponent since 2019.
Yeah,
totally agree with you.
Got to go back a ways.
Yep.
I mean, you remember back in the days when Stanford or Hawaii actually beat Alabama. They beat Michigan State. They had some big wins.
Cole Brennan.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what Timmy Chang's got to get this program back to. And you've got to beat a lame duck program like Stanford when you're a small home favorite here. Now, one thing I don't like from a betting perspective, I bet Hawaii plus 1.5. There was 2.5 out there for a long time. Stanford opened a 2.5-point favorite. And Tim Murray and I talked about this several times. I said, man, I'm just waiting for that number to move to 3 so I can take Hawaii plus 3. And it never moved there anywhere. And then Paul Stone and I talked about it, I would say probably 3 weeks ago. He called me on a Sunday. We were talking about it, and I said, yeah, Hawaii's going to flip to the favorite. I don't know how soon it's going to happen. But Hawaii's going to go off as a favorite in that game. Within 24 hours, Hawaii got bet to the favorite. It flipped. And you never like that scenario, right? When a dog becomes the favorite in the game, that's one thing that I never like to bet into. Again, I really, when you break this down, you break down the two deeps and you look at these teams, I always like Hawaii, almost always like Hawaii as a Honolulu home dog. I'd prefer Hawaii to be in the dog role here, but it shouldn't matter, really. When you look at the talent on both teams, the Hawaii defense improved dramatically, I thought, in the second half of last season. Micah Alejado, young quarterback from Bishop Gorman High School here in Vegas. Paul, when he was at Bishop Gorman 2022 and 23, he went 25-1 as a starting quarterback. But get this, he had 89 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions in the 2 seasons. So he got his first start late last season against New Mexico. Remember, the Lobos needed that game to become bowl eligible, and Hawaii won a shootout on the islands. Alejado passed for 469 yards, and he ran for 54 yards. Hawaii won that game 38-30. I still like the Hawaii side, even though the home dog has flipped to a favorite here.
Okay, and this also moved. Western Kentucky opened 7.5 against Sam Houston. They're up to 10.5. Paul Stone will have an opinion on the total, which is 61. 61.5.
Is he playing this over?
No, he's not.
He's not?
If Phil Longo, the former OC at Wisconsin, takes over at Sam Houston, they won 10 games last year. They returned 8 starters. See if he can do a better job with their offense, even though they won a lot of games last year, but they were 132 in offensive rankings. And we'll see if something can give here with Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, their problem's been defense. They've been great offensively and been able to score. What do you think of this move? Up to 10.5. There's a 10 at DraftKings.
Yeah, I would probably take the dog or pass. I'm going to let Paul break this one down. I was looking at this last night, and I felt like the public is probably going to play this over the total.
Yeah.
And there's only been a minor move from 61.5 to 62 at some books here at circa 62 on the total. You would think this is going to be a shootout, but I'm not so sure. I think Paul's probably got a better read on what's going to happen between those two teams. I actually got 5 games on Saturday. A couple of Mountain West teams in action.
Good job, yeah. You like Fresno? Entz takes over, the North Dakota guy.
Matt Entz was in studio with us.
Oh, great.
He was in studio with Tim Murray and I during Mountain West Media Days. Very impressive guy.
Yep.
Had a lot of success, obviously, when he was at North Dakota State. He's going to get this thing turned around. He's going to win at Fresno. I just don't know how quickly he's going to win. And with his quarterback, he didn't seem that excited about his quarterback situation when he was here. So I don't know if I'm going to play Fresno. Probably going to back off Fresno here as a 13-point dog. But watch him. That was a great coaching hire. Also, UNLV opens the season. The Dan Mullen era opens, and UNLV a 27.5-point favorite against Idaho State. You know Dan Mullen wants to make a big first impression. Yeah. If he gets a chance, he's going to run up the score. So that'd probably be favorite or pass for me on that game.
Yep, totally agree. And the Stanford-Hawaii game is on the CBS at 4:30 Pacific.
It's a
Absolutely,
big game.
Damn right. VSiN's exclusive betting splits cut through the noise, pulling real-time data straight from Circa and DraftKings. Circa caters to sharp bettors and big wagers. DraftKings reflects the broader public market. Track the percentage of bets and handle on every game. Across every major sport, you can make sharper, more informed bets. Start your edge today, just $9.99 at VSiN.com/subscribe. $9.99 VSiN.com/subscribe. We'll talk week 0 with Paul Stone in an hour. He gives out a couple plays, and he's got a side and a total that he likes. And we'll also talk to Brad Biggs in half an hour about the Bears. And this is right there. Caleb Williams can own the city.
Oh, come on.
If he comes up with a big season. Can he deliver, though? That's the question.
Own the city?
Damn right. Bears fans, come on. Bears love it. All the fans are great for the Bears. Crazy for the Bears. Up next, we'll talk soccer with the meat man, Steve Wiss. A lot of sides and totals. We'll break it down with him coming up and give you the in-play scoreboard in Major League Baseball straight ahead on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Paulie Howard, Matt Humans, live downtown Circus, Sirius XM, Channel 158.
This season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
2-1 Guardians in the third inning, $1.80 in play, total of 9.5 now at Arizona. Keep you up to date here. Joined now by the Meat Man, Steve Wiss at Meat Man Soccer on X. Joins us every week to talk soccer. The Prem, the lower leagues, does a great job because we win pod. And the Nordic Soccer Pod, he did a great job earlier in the week with Nigel. I was watching, check him out with Bet Rivers on the Progressive Guest Line. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm really good. Yeah, it was great to have Premier League back for the first week, and I'm watching matches as we speak now. Champions League qualifying, so it gets exciting for the soccer season in Europe.
Absolutely.
Now, bring it on.
I got to tell you, Meat Man is my favorite soccer analyst ever since Nigel Seeley did not show up for our soccer penalty kick challenge over the summer. Right? He talked big. We invited him to come out, and he never showed up. Paul, what happened? Huh? Where is Nigel?
I can't. The other thing, Steve, he's got to fly out here. Steve, the people that are mocking us and continue, they quit, dismiss it. Matt, it never stops. There's no way they can do it. Steve, Nigel was just on. He says we're going to miss the goal half the time.
Come on.
Every time I practice a penalty, just in a little bit of a kickabout, I always think of you guys. And I think, I do. And I'm like, it's such a mental thing when you're in front of that goal.
Yeah.
Nothing can quite prepare it for you. I really hope we get to see this one day.
We got to. It's going to be huge. Paging Bill 80 again. Come on.
Stadium swim.
Yes, come on.
Set it up.
Derek Stevens, you call yourself a businessman. Let's go. This will be huge. It'll be awesome to see if we can do this and take 10 kicks at the can against a seasoned keeper. All right, my friend, let's go to the Prim. It is great to have it back, as you mentioned. Brentford against Aston Villa. You have a prop here. Take it away.
Well, I did say on the future show that Brentford to get relegated at plus 300 was a definite bet.
Yep.
And the first match, really, they stunk the place out first half.
Yep.
3-0 down against Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood, who is the striker for Forest, scored 2 goals. And a lot of people are going to be betting on Aston Villa to win this match. And I'm not going to put anyone off that. I think Villa are a great bet around plus 110. You might even get a bit more. But I prefer a plot play, and that is Ollie Watkins to score or assist. Former Brentford player, and he has a brilliant record against his former club. He has 6 goals and 2 assists against them in 7 Premier League appearances. And the thing with Watkins, he's not just a goal scorer, he can assist a goal as well. So it's really important to get in this market to get both the goal and the assist on your potential side. But really, I think Villa will do a job on them here. I think you're looking at possible multiple goals for Ollie Watkins. Because if Brentford play like they did last week in the first half last week, then they are going to be completely outclassed again. But Watkins to have a big game against his former club, he's going to be extra motivated.
Great breakdown. Love the pick. You're right. Brentford was atrocious in the first time out. How about an over? Saturday morning, Bournemouth against Wolves, 2.5.
Yes. First reason is that both teams conceded 4 goals last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was against Liverpool and Manchester City, but immediately there's defensive concerns. I'm betting blind Bournemouth over 3.5 goals in the first 10 matches. That's just a personal thing I'm doing because they've lost their entire defence in the off-season to several big players, to the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, places like that. So this is a significantly weakened defence, so they're going to have to win matches in shootouts at Bournemouth. Luckily, they've got offensive firepower like Semenyo, scored 2 goals last week against Liverpool. Evan Nielsen, a Brazilian striker, who's pretty good. So they've got a lot of goals in them, but you just worry about them defensively. So, or always looking at over goals for Bournemouth games. Take the over 2.5 goals here at minus 137. I'm taking over 3.5 as well. Wolves are one of them teams, really poor first week performance. Yes, it was Manchester City, but they have a bad record starting the season off. And they're in the mix of a relegation as well, to be honest, and they've got to really improve. They should be able to score against this Bournemouth team, though, who have lost their entire defensive back line over the summer.
All right, another total. Both clubs off a 1-0 win. Leeds beat Everton, and Arsenal beat Man U. How about under 3 and Arsenal leads?
I think this goal line is way too high. This is an Asian goal line of 3, so the only way you're losing this bet is if there's 4 goals scored or more. Well, the first problem I've got for anyone looking at the overs here is I don't think Leeds will score. They're my own team, and I was really pleased to get a 1-0 win against Everton. But I don't think we would have scored from open play. It took a penalty late on in the match,
right?
And if we're not going to score from open play against Everton, what chance against Arsenal, who had the best defence in the Premier League last season, the best expected goals against numbers? They started with a clean sheet away at Manchester United. They have got the best defence in the Premier League, and they've got a top keeper as well. So immediately, I don't think Leeds will score. Arsenal, Havertz looks like he's going to be injured for the game. They sometimes lack offensive rhythm. The new striker, Gyökeres, it's going to be his second start for the club. He's not scored yet. This looks like 1-0, 2-0 to Arsenal, to be honest with you. For the under 3 Asian goal line with a really good bet. I think Leeds will come here quite defensive, keep it tight. They won't want to get beat big. If Leeds only lose 1-0 or 2-0, that's not a terrible result for Leeds. Mm-hmm. Newly promoted team, they can keep some momentum going. So it's going to be one of them cases where Arsenal sometimes struggle to break these teams down. They'll win the game, Arsenal. They should win the game, but it might not be a big win. So I do like the under.
All right, follow the money. Paulie and Matt Humans, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Meatman, Steve Wiss, our guest at Meatman Soccer on X. On Monday, disappointed with how Liverpool played, giving up that 2-0 lead, and then they got too late and won 4-2. Newcastle against Liverpool. Make the case for Newcastle here against the champs.
Yeah, this is a really spicy game. Monday Night Football over here in the UK. And, I mean, there's a lot of focus off the field, let alone on it, because Liverpool are trying to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle, the want-away striker. So there's a bit of bad blood between the two teams right now. The atmosphere is going to be so intense. And St. James's Park here at Newcastle is one of those home grounds where the crowd just get right behind their team and they really bay into the blood of their opponents. So it's a tricky one for Liverpool. I think Newcastle can beat them. I think we can get a shock on the card here. And I'm going to go the draw no bet option with Newcastle plus 150. You could also bet draw double chance around evens. Newcastle at very worst, I think, will get a point. And one of the main reasons I love this for confidence is the last time the two teams met, Newcastle beat Liverpool in the EFL Cup final to win some silverware last season. And the manager, Eddie Howe, completely schooled Arne Slot, the Premier League winners, of course. So Newcastle are capable of being very strong defensively. They're going to use the emotion of the crowd. And they played well last week against Villa. No one expected them to. But Aston Villa didn't have a single shot in the first half against Newcastle last week. I think they want to prove people wrong. I think the players have seen everyone's down on them, and they're going to say, do you know what? We're much better than that. And they want to prove to the whole of the national audience on Monday night that they can get a result here against Liverpool, who are vulnerable defensively. Like you said, Paulie, they conceded them 2 goals. So this is a chance for Newcastle to make a statement. Give us another total. Championship League, the league below the Premier League. Luton Town against Cardiff. Total 2.5. Under. Definitely an under match, this one. It's an early kickoff for a start, 12:30 p.m. local time. We know that a lot of those matches do end under in the English lower leagues. Yep. Possibly due to, circadian rhythms and stuff like that. Players not up to scratch. But this is actually a battle between two teams who could be very much in the promotion shake-up at the end of the season. So 2 strong sides. Luton have had 2 home matches. They've won both of them 1-0. We talk about Luton a lot on this show. I really feel we do. I know a lot of Luton fans, and they're not really happy how the offense is working with Luton Town right now. It's a work in progress, as they are saying. But they've got a new goalkeeper who's very good. He's made some really good saves, so they can probably keep a clean sheet again. If this ended 1-0 Luton, I wouldn't be surprised. Cardiff have had 2 away games, and they've had 2 shots on target away from home. That's a pretty pathetic effort, actually. Defensively, they've been pretty solid, to give Cardiff some credit. But I think we're looking at a pretty boring game. This is 7:30 Eastern time kickoff in the States. You don't want to be getting up for this unless you like watching. What do you guys like when you watch bets that you got unders with? Do you kind of turn it off, or do you just kind of watch nervously? Because but I think this is going to be a boring game.
Yeah. That's a great question. Sometimes it's best to turn it off.
That's true.
So you don't get aggravated the entire time.
No kidding. Yeah. In 30 seconds here, maybe a minute quickly. Any concern, anything surprise? There's been some ugly starts, right? Cheltenham Town outscored 10-1 on the season. It's been a disaster for Peterborough United. They've scored 1 goal in 4 matches. Anything concern you so far?
Hugely down at the bottom there in Cheltenham, Shrewsbury. as well. Crawley haven't looked very good, although they drew against MK Dons. Typical MK Dons last night, not beating a really, really poor team. That is the Dons for you. and like you said, Peterborough in League One. And Plymouth really do worry me, by the way. Do not bet on Plymouth, even at home. And away from home, they're almost an auto fade. So those two sides do really worry me in League One.
Yep, and a great job with Nigel. Good call on Crew that you had a winner earlier in the week. Great to talk to you, Steve. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care.
You got it. The Meat Man Steve West, Because We Win Pod at Meat Man Soccer on X. Win some, lose some coming up next. How about a 25-1 shot in play that got there? Coming up on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons, it's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
I'm going to blow your mind with this one. I'm telling you. WNBA, Liberty +1 to -3. They take out the Lynx and get some revenge after what's happened earlier in the regular season. Sun +210. They went outright. Storm, Sky over. 154 up to 159.5. More on that coming up. Lower leagues, Exeter City +380. MK Dons draw, as the Meat Man talked about, another frustrating draw against god-awful Crawley Town, +255, and Gillingham 2-1. The Atlanta Braves were 25-1 in play, down 10-4 in the 7th at some spots. They come all the way back and win 11-10, and last night, you can bet this every day at Caesars, Will Hill, and DraftKings, highest scoring game, Braves, White Sox 15-1. Most runs, Yankees 8-1, home run derby. 9 bombs. And it came early and often, back to back to back in the first inning. It was glorious.
That was nice.
That was. This is nice.
That was a dream game for the Yankees last night. And for those who bet the Yankees, and hopefully you had a big bet on that last night.
I didn't think to, get aggressive, like late 3.5 runs or that kind of stuff too, but you're just trying to win the bet. But that's to win 13-3. That's nuts. How about this, Matt? This is going on this weekend in Dallas. It's going to be the most expensive card ever. It's a one-of-a-kind Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan card with a piece of their jersey, and it's autographed. It's going for $6 million right now with the auction. It'll close Saturday. It could go for $8 to $10 million for a card one-of-a-kind. Unbelievable what's happened in this industry. Oh, man.
I mean, it's worth whatever somebody's going to pay for it, but I'll say this. I'm a big fan of MJ and Kobe both. I wouldn't pay $60 for that card unless I knew I could sell it to somebody for a lot more. Do you really care about cards anymore?
Well, it's also like buying art, though. I mean, I know you can put the art up in your house, but it's going to.
It's not even really a good-looking card.
No, it's interesting you say that. It's graded a 6.
Yeah.
But the grading doesn't matter if it's one of a kind. It's graded a 6. Yeah. But you see, there's the Jordan patch with the logo and the Kobe patch, and it's both signed. And a one-of-a-kind, and this thing could go for $8 million on Saturday.
Yeah, way too much money if you're paying $8 million for something like that.
I'm going to blow your mind. You're not going to be here, but I'm going to do it tomorrow with Samich. Someone paid $500,000 for half of a Honus Wagner card. A half.
Oh, boy.
It's ripped in half. Went for $500,000. Are you down with this? I am. Las Vegas Locally tweeted this out. Hard Rock Las Vegas is auctioning off more than 300 art pieces from the Mirage, including the iconic mermaid figures and the dolphin sculptures. Live online bidding begins September 20th. You can get the sign. The sign, the lions, the dolphins, the mermaids. People speculate the mermaids could go for $1 million. Put that out by your pool. Buy the sign.
That'd be pretty cool. You got a pool in your backyard. You put up that Mirage sign, but $1 million. How much? $1 for what?
That's what Las Vegas Locally speculate. The mermaids could go for millions.
Really?
Maybe higher than that.
They got the dolphins.
They got the dolphins. You got the lions.
Okay.
The actual sign. Is that the volcano? Is that a piece of the volcano off the left?
That would be pretty cool to have.
That's something you think Derek would buy. And put it in some spot in here.
Still disappointed the Mirage is not around. That was one of my favorite spots.
It was good. No doubt about it. Hard Rock going to be the big guitar coming up. Would you?
Jimmy Vaccaro.
That's right.
He was a bookmaker when I first went to the Mirage Sportsbook right around 1990.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so Darren Ravel's all over this. Now we got college football starting. We got the new items on the menu. Would you try this? Nebraska has the flaming hot Cheeto corn on the cob. Look at this thing. What you give? I can't know. I like Cheetos. I don't like flaming hot
Cheetos.
I don't either. I can't do it. You know, I don't mind corn on the cob either, but I'm not touching that thing.
I'll tell you what, you do corn on the cob right, it's pretty damn good.
Yes.
I don't want flaming hot Cheetos on top of it, though. So, no, I'd probably pass on that.
All right. How about the Golden Gophers? I will give this a shot. Game day tacos with fried chicken and fries.
That looks good.
On the one on the right looks great.
I could do without the fries. You really don't need to stuff the fries into the taco, but the rest of it looks great.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have to do that. Maybe. Of all things to try, how about maybe a billy goat? A baby billy goat? Would you give that a shot? People, guy coming in the house, walking in. Look at this guy jump up and down. Billy goat coming in, little guy. He's got to be 20, 30 pounds here. Walks right in. Okay, I don't know if he's a pet or he snuck in or got out. Who knows? But jumping up and down, having a good time on the camera, that's excellent. Very good. Lose some. Aces over. 165 up to 168, no good. I'm just going to put it out there because we got to move on here. Look at the run that Asia Wilson's on. Look at the stat line, the numbers this gal is putting up night in, night out for the Aces.
This gal.
Yep.
All right.
Sky, lose again.
Asia Wilson, you can't be surprised by that. She's an MVP.
What? But she's doing stuff that's never been done before,
she's putting up huge numbers.
32 and 20?
The thing is that the rest of the Aces team around her is not the same. It's not very good anymore. You still think that's a championship contender?
They're playing well, but she's carrying them.
She's carrying the team, no doubt about it.
She had an interesting quote that
I can't believe I've talked this much about the WNBA.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, she was asked about should you shoot more and take more shots, and she goes, "No, you can't force it. It's like when you fart." And you got to read the quote. She got what she said about that. Yeah, you
can't force it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She actually said that.
Yes, on microphone.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. The Sky have lost 14 of 15. You got to beep it.
Huh?
You got to beep it.
Why? You can't say fart on the air?
No, she curses after. When she I can't repeat the rest of the quote. Bad beats. The Storm minus 10.5. They led by 19 with 7 minutes left. Somehow the Chicago Sky scored 38 points in the fourth quarter. And the White Sox plus $1.50. They led 10-4 in the seventh and somehow let it get away and blew that game. Incredible. Before the line moves, the sharp place is already there. They just don't follow the market. They help move it. You knock out muscle or outsmart billion-dollar books or full-time sharps on your own. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI and plugged into trusted insider sources, Sharp Plays delivers this edge serious bettors use every day. Free betting reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights sent straight to your inbox or X feed. This isn't some weekend hobby. Jeff and the crew have been doing it since 2011. Been with Follow the Money since day one. You remember the Mr. Poison T-shirts? They've delivered documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. SharpPlays.com. Trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit SharpPlays.com. Stay ahead of the line. Good job, fellas.
Circuit contest weekend here at the casino, and a bunch of VSiN fans, a lot of people we know showing up today. It's going to be a big weekend here. What do you think Grandissimo gets to by the end of the weekend? Right now it's at 19. I'm going to say it's at least at 25 by the end of the weekend.
That high?
Well, it's Wednesday. So by Sunday, I would say.
Many?
I think
wow. Will they get 25 for the entire contest?
I think it's going to get to 30 for the contest.
I think okay.
I'm surprised, actually, it's at 19 right now because you know what I said. Why wouldn't you wait if you're going to put 100,000? Just wait till the last week. Right?
Yep.
19 at this point, I think, is a really good sign to where that's headed.
And then we'll see what happens over the weekend, too, with Survivor. And that'll get jacked up as well.
You make that a favorite to get to 20?
I do right now.
I do, too.
Yes. On pace ahead of 43%.
20 million in the pot. How many entries are you going to have a piece of, do you think?
Probably 10. Yeah, 10, something like that. I have a Westgate update. Let me get it. Since you bring
Westgate
it up.
College contest up to 565, I think, today. It's got to get over 1,000.
Yeah, you are correct. Yep. And Survivor is 45 now. And that's $5,000 to get in. Survivor's 45. Super Contest Gold is 25. Your number, you're right about. They're going to get 1,000 for the college. They got to move though because next week.
Yeah, 1 week.
And then the Super Contest is only $336. So they up that $500. But everyone waits till the last second to do everything too. So
I was at DQ last night.
Oh, you really? That's where you went. Okay.
Well, no, I went to Wendy's. I went to Taco Bell, KFC, and DQ.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You went to all those?
I went to all four. Well, I picked up the KFC for breakfast. I just took it home and put it in the refrigerator for breakfast this morning. But anyway, I was at DQ when you texted me about the Yankees last night.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, hold on. It's only the third inning. It's not over yet." But it turned out to be a rocking chair winner for us. But that DQ $7 meal deal.
What is it again?
$7 meal deal. You get a cheeseburger, fries, a drink, and a sundae.
Oh,
for
that's
$7.
great. Yeah.
There was a guy there with his wife, and they had their 4 kids. I mean, that's a value play if you got a bunch of kids, especially.
Damn right.
Think about that.
Good call. You fit 4 of them in, right?
You and Shauna could take your 2 kids over there. Huh?
Sure, right. Yeah. Be great. Sure. Awesome. Brad Biggs up next. Covers the Bears for the Chicago Tribune. The Ben Johnson hype reel, and can Caleb Williams take this team to the playoffs? His answer is coming up next on Follow the Money.